Hey, is that what a win feels like? Is that a win I'm feeling? It's such a unusual sensation. I'm not sure how long it's been, but it's been too long. And it does feel good to beat a good team. Now, the Heat are not a good offensive team. And so I think that's one thing we need to say right off the bat. They are a almost perfectly well-coached team. They are a gritty, grinding defensive team, but they are not a very efficient offensive team. And I think that's the kind of team the Mavs handle pretty well because Luka is so incredibly good at breaking down even really good defenses. So the Heat were not great tonight. They only put up 108 points. Mavs got up to 114. Mavs shot well tonight, 46% from the field, 39% from three. Shot well on their free throws. Only 9 turnovers for the whole team. Grabbed 45 boards. Put up 27 assists. Just really nice team numbers. Everyone came to play after what has been what feels like a series of devastating losses. But let's not bury the lead. Luka Doncic has put up 4 consecutive 30-point triple-doubles, tying only one other player has ever done that in history, Russell Westbrook in his MVP season. Tonight, Luka goes 35 points, 11 assists, and 11 rebounds. Seemed like more than 11 rebounds, actually. It seemed like he was constantly gobbling up long rebounds. Only 1 steal, no blocks. He was a plus 11 on the night. And what started off being a really rough-looking Luka, you know, where you're like, oh, it's going to be one of those Luka nights where he's going to be jacking up unfortunate shots, and they're going to be all front rimming. He doesn't have his legs. He just looked lethargic. There were some rumors that he was, kind of questionable coming into the game. You're like, oh, really should they have sat him? Is he not well? Is he not healthy? But he ends the game by putting up that incredible stat line and doing it efficiently. 12 for 24 from the field, 7 of 13. I'm not a math major, but that's better than 50% from 3. Made all 4 of his free throws. Once again, it just, the way this guy takes contact. This is 2 games in a row where he has a combined 10 free throw attempts, 6 in the last game, and then 4 tonight. It just doesn't make sense. I guess the human element makes sense if he's so burnt his bridges with some of the refs that they're just not going to give him the calls he deserves. Maybe that's it. But as far as the amount of contact this guy takes, he's not Giannis, right? He's not Joel Embiid. He's not early 2001 Shaq, right? Where they're just going to let them hit him because he's so physically dominant down low in the post. He's on the perimeter. These are guys that are grabbing, scratching, clawing, pulling, pushing, and it's just right out there in front of God and everyone, right? It's just right out there. And they just don't call it. So only 4 free throws tonight. And he's just incredible. He's a top, 2 player in the world, top 3 player in the world. Is he the top player in the world? I mean, he certainly has an argument for it. I am not on board the MVP train for Luka. I just think the team would have to be significantly better historically, right, to really give him that sort of push. And people point to Westbrook's MVP season, and I go, yeah, that was a mistake. That was clearly Harden's MVP. It should have obviously gone to Harden. The narrative train took off and just swelled behind Russ, but it shouldn't have. He was definitely not the best player in the league that year, or even the most valuable player in the league that year. That was clearly Harden, in my opinion. So I just can't be a hypocrite and say, well, I wouldn't do it for Russ, but I will do it for Luka. No, we're not good enough. Our team is just not good enough. If we'd kept on that hot streak we were on, if the 7-game win streak had been pushed to 12 or 14 or 15, and we were 5th or 4th seed, yeah, absolutely, you could be all aboard at that point. But not right now, right? Not right now. So Kyrie has just kind of continued this not doing a lot. Now he's always going to have a beautiful shot here or there. But just another night of not great efficiency. Only 3 for 9 from 3, only 9 for 19 from the field, and he's just not giving you much else. He's going to give you nothing on the defensive end. And he grabbed 4 rebounds, 4 assists, but that's just not superstar Robin level performance. And we've been kind of getting that a lot from him. I think it's kind of sliding under the radar because kids getting so much heat, rightfully so, and because Hardaway is taking a lot of attention. I've kind of been a very vocal point on that. But Kyrie is one of the greatest basketball players alive in the world, and it sure would be nice for him to kind of recapture some of what he had just a few weeks ago, just that blazing offense. He's never going to give you much defensively. At best, he's going to be a below-average defender. But I would sure love to see an offensive explosion from him. And that doesn't mean he needs to take 30 shots. It just means hit. I would love to see a night where he hits 12 of 20 shots or something like that. Just a big boom of offense from Kyrie would be what the doctor ordered, right? Dante Exum is back. 13 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, in only 17 minutes. I want to say that again. In only 17 minutes of game action, 13 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, and a big old whopping plus 16. Right now, that doesn't tell some sort of giant story, right? The single game plus minus is a scary statistic to lean on too heavily. But man, when he was out there, good things were happening. He's calm, he's steady, he's athletic, he's long, he's active. Tonight he was 3 for 5 from the field, hit both of his threes, hit all 5 of his free throws. You love that. I just trust the ball in his hands, right? Now, he did have a turnover in the final minute of the game that was kind of scary because it gave the Heat a chance to kind of get the game a little closer. But overall, I just trust him. I think he's a steady, reliable player. When healthy, he's got to be on the floor. I would have loved to see him get a few more minutes. I think they're being careful with him right now. But, man, when he's on the floor, I just feel good. P.J. Washington, not a great night tonight, but I like what he does defensively. I don't think he was great defensively tonight. I don't think he was in shutdown mode or anything like that. I think he was not awesome, but 10 points, 8 rebounds, an assist, a steal, a block, in just under 30 minutes of play. You want to see him make those shots, right? Once again, 1 for 6 from 3, not great. 4 for 12 from the field, not good. He was a negative on the plus minus for tonight. But man, on some key possessions, I saw him just kind of swallow up Jimmy Butler. Not many defenders just make Jimmy Butler disappear, and I saw P.J. Washington do that on multiple occasions. He's just bigger and longer and stronger than Jimmy. Jimmy's a bully, right? We've seen him do this for years now. Jimmy's a bully. He wants to get into you. He wants to put an elbow into you. He wants to put his significant strength behind you and get you off balance, and he just couldn't do that. He couldn't do it to P.J., and I was really excited to see that. Even though P.J. didn't have a great game tonight, I liked just seeing that Jimmy Butler couldn't bully P.J. Washington. I thought that was a great sign. I think Butler only got up, I don't have it in front of me, I think he only got up 12 shots on the whole night. And some of that was due to the fact that someone bigger and stronger than him, but just as fast as him, was telling him no. And I love that. Maxi Kleber tonight had a great plus minus, played some solid team defense, did come out of the game with 2 blocks in 22 minutes, hit 1 3, grabbed a couple rebounds, grabbed 4 rebounds. A very typical Maxi box score of late. Nothing flashy, but solid team defense. He needs to hit some shots, man. I just need Maxi to start hitting shots again. And honestly, I just need Maxi to start taking shots again. That would be nice. Josh Green has been one of the most disappointing players here over this really bad stretch for the Mavs. He just has kind of fallen back into the ugly habits. He's not taking shots. He's not making defensive impact. When the team is not out running, it just seems like Josh shrinks. And that's sad. In 18 minutes tonight, 2 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Only 1 for 3 from the field. I'm not even as worried about the poor shooting. It's just only 3 shots. Only 3 shots for Josh in 18 minutes. Man, I'm worried if he has a spot. D-Live came off the bench tonight. They started Gafford, who put up some decent numbers, but was a huge net negative on the plus minus. And the guy's just not a good defender. He's a big. He doesn't have quick feet to be switchable on the perimeter. He's okay down low, and he's going to give you his all, but he doesn't have those perimeter defending skills at all. He is not even remotely switchable. But D-Live comes in and immediately starts making impact. In 23 minutes of play tonight, D-Live was a plus 17. Once again, single game plus minus is a wonky stat. All you really can say is when D-Live was on the floor, the Mavs were dominating. To be plus 17 in 23 minutes, you are winning those minutes as a team. And Derek Lively puts that up. Once again, not a great rebounder for as long and as tall and as active as he is. I sometimes am concerned a little bit about his rebounding instincts. I think he's got a little bit more of just a defender instincts and maybe even a potential shot blocker instincts. Not an awesome rebounding instincts, though, from what I can tell so far. 4 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, so nothing impressive there. I would love to see the Mavs force action his way a little bit more. I would love to see them, just be determined. He can be more than just an alley-oop target, right? And obviously, he's an electric alley-oop target for Kyrie or Luka or whoever, Dante in the future, right? But let him get the ball in the paint and turn around and wheel around and face the basket. We know he's going to make a good pass. We know he's not a selfish player. We know he's not going to force up bad shots. But I like trusting a player who's already proven to me, maybe he hasn't proven it to the coaches, but he's proven to me that he's got nice touch around the rim, especially in that kind of extended paint area. He's got soft touch. He can go right hand, left hand off the glass. Obviously, if the defender is small, he can easily tower over them. I want to see him get, 2 or 3 shots in the paint that aren't necessarily dunks or layups. I would at least like to see him get those actions, right? Those opportunities. Because I think they're there, and I think he would pay off. I think he would be a highly efficient scorer if we're giving him some shots, especially more efficient than, say, this last person. Timmy Hardaway, after only playing 13 minutes in the previous game, he played 20 tonight, did put up 11 points, but took 11 shots to get those 11 points. So anytime you say that, 11 shots, 11 points, that's not good. That is not ideal. 3 for 11 from the field, 2 for 6 from 3, hit 3 of 4 free throws. He's an awesome free throw shooter. And tonight, the plus minus liked him. He was a 7+ to the positive. But man, there are better players, more productive players than Timmy Hardaway right now. And I know kids trying to, be loyal to him. I know kids trying to, be faithful to him. But golly, man, just a little frustrating. I put a little tweet out tonight saying, hey, what do you want me to respond to? And Aaron Mitchell said, hey, Dante Exum was huge in helping close out this game at both ends of the floor. Aaron, I completely agree. Absolutely. Dante made a huge impact. He has a calming impact. He's an under control while still being aggressive athletically, right? Like he will dart into the paint. He loves to cut. He loves to attack. And I love his finishing game, right? I remember during that really hot streak that he had in the first half of the season when he was playing so well, all of the finishing he would do around the rim, finger rolls, high off the backboard, things like that. Just really nice touches around the rim. He hadn't had much of that since coming back, but that's definitely in his bag. He convinced me that is not the exception to the rule, but he can do that. That's in his bag, right? So I completely agree, Aaron. Dante being back is a huge boon for the future of this team as we try to stack some wins together and move up a few spots in the standings. We just need teams around us to lose, and we need to keep playing like we did tonight. Unfortunately, not every team we're going to play against is going to be as offensively challenged as the Heat. And I do think those are the kind of teams we play well against, right? Even the really good defensive teams, if they're not an electric offense, I think we've got a shot just because Luka will pick you apart. And Luka himself is an efficient offense most nights, especially when he is rocking and rolling like he is tonight. So winning feels good. A little questionable about starting Gafford over D-Live. We'll see if he continues. I think of Kidd as kind of almost a superstitious guy. I wouldn't be surprised if he starts Gafford again just because we won this game, even though he didn't play Gafford to close out the game very much. But we'll see. Feels good to win. Let's stack another one on top. Let's get a couple wins going, right? And let's see if we can rub those together and get some momentum and maybe move up a few seeds in the standings, right? Y'all have a good one. Bye.